Congressman Frank Underwood subtly influences a construction project during a reception at the South Carolina Military College. Underwood meets with lobbyist Remy Danton, who reveals information about Peter Russo, an engineer with gubernatorial aspirations, and they begin to scheme. Russo visits his ailing mother at an assisted living facility. Back at the reception, Danton shares more of Russo's plans with Underwood, who approves of their manipulation. Underwood and his wife, Claire, share a brief, playful moment amidst the political maneuvering. The conversation turns to Danton arranging a suite for a rendezvous. Subsequently, Russo approaches a woman named Caroline and is slapped. Later, Underwood meets with an associate to discuss entering an old congressman's fund. Russo and an unnamed man are seen at a bar discussing an upcoming meeting. Claire meets with Danton at a bar. Frank Underwood flirts with the First Lady, then meets with his childhood friends in a dark basement, where they reminisce about their time at the South Carolina Military College. Underwood finds names written on a wall, including his own and a Rifleman 51 label, but Russo's name is absent. Later, Underwood encounters Russo, criticizing his physical condition and implying he's not meeting expectations. Elsewhere, Claire, tired, takes off her shoes in her hotel room and has a phone call where she discusses a plan with Jim and reveals her lack of maternal feelings. Meanwhile, Will visits Christina Gallagher, but Frank pulls Christina away as Will leaves the building, then returns to the basement. The friends then perform push-ups on an academy symbol while singing. Back in DC, Frank and Claire serve cadets at the military academy. Frank later returns to the military academy for breakfast with his friends, leaving after handing one a card. Frank asks Claire if Remy made an advance towards her. She denies it, stating she's used to his behavior. He is then confronted by Claire about staying out late and having to put Remy in his place, but she brushes it off. Frank orchestrates events, first entering Peter Russo's hotel room, hanging clothes, and placing a "Do Not Disturb" sign. At a public forum, a community member confronts Peter Russo's assistant about the shipyard closing and inadequate retraining programs. The assistant dismisses staff understanding, revealing a dismissive attitude toward the community's struggles. Peter Russo visits his children, implying a later conversation with their mother, Lonnie. Back in Washington, D.C., Peter Russo enters a residence. Later, a man attacks Peter Russo in his home, demanding help. They fight, and Peter Russo strangles the man before stopping, exhausted and questioning their actions. At a local bar, Frank rallies support, but Peter Russo interrupts, denouncing him as a false politician. An agitated community member confronts Peter Russo, Frank intervenes, and many people leave. A nighttime dedication of the Francis J. Underwood Library highlights Frank's accomplishments. Frank reflects on his time at the South Carolina Military College and the value of his friendships. He breaks the fourth wall, making eye contact with the viewer and smiling before turning back to the people at the dedication. Later, Peter Russo and Christina visit his mother in the hospital, where he instructs an orderly to change her light bulbs, ignoring his protest. The next morning, Peter Russo instructs his assistant to change the light bulbs in his mother's room and turn off the air conditioning, which the assistant relays via phone. Peter Russo meets with Frank, and upon returning home, a speaker expresses agreement. Frank reunites with childhood friends at the dedication ceremony and shares a moment with Claire before contemplating his achievements.